Have you ever had that unshakable feeling that something unseen is working against you? That no matter how hard you try, something invisible keeps pulling you down? As if your life is being interrupted by a series of unexpected struggles, strange emotional shifts, or moments of deep unease, and none of it seems to make sense. It feels like your peace is constantly being disturbed, as though you're under pressure from something you can't quite explain. If you felt this, you're not imagining it, and you are definitely not alone. What you're experiencing may be more than just a rough patch. It could be the result of something deeper, something spiritual, something energetic, something intentional. You see, if you're one of the chosen ones, someone with a powerful, radiant energy, then you're naturally going to draw attention. But not just from people, from energies, from forces that operate in the shadows, that sense your light and seek to dim it. That's the reality for those who carry unique spiritual power. Your presence shifts the energy in a room. Your soul emits frequencies that awaken others. And because of that, you become a target. The truth is, when you carry light, darkness notices. It doesn't always show up in obvious ways. It's subtle, quiet, but real. These energies, low vibrational, chaotic, dark, seek to distract you, drain you, and distort your perception of who you really are. Their goal, to suppress your light before you realize just how powerful it is. Maybe lately, your mind has felt like a battlefield. Thoughts you never used to think are suddenly loud and persistent, like whispers that won't go away. Doubt creeps in. You start second-guessing your choices, your worth, your entire path. It's like a fog has settled over your inner world, making it hard to see clearly. And what's worse, these thoughts seem to come out of nowhere. Even when everything in your life is going well, there's a heaviness pressing down on your spirit. But here's the critical thing to understand. Those thoughts are not you. They don't come from your authentic self. They are not born from your soul. They are attempts, calculated, energetic attempts, to pull you off your path. These forces understand how powerful your mind is. They know if they can plant just one seed of doubt, it can grow. And if it grows, it can slow your progress, keep you playing small, and convince you to stay hidden. What they fear most is that you'll wake up to your power, that you'll step into the fullness of your light and purpose. So they try to get ahead of that. They want to catch you before you remember who you truly are. It doesn't stop at thoughts. Maybe you've noticed your behavior is shifting too. Suddenly you're reacting in ways that don't feel like you, snapping at people, losing patience, feeling drained or detached. You find yourself pulling away from the people and passions that used to light you up. You might be saying things or making decisions that you later don't recognize yourself in. Like something is pulling the strings from behind the scenes. If this feels familiar, pause. Breathe. This isn't a personality change. It's an energetic disturbance. Your soul hasn't gone anywhere, but your field is being affected. When you are energetically sensitive, as many chosen ones are, you're more open to both light and dark. This openness is your gift, but it also requires protection. And when you're unprotected, these subtle influences can slip in unnoticed, guiding your energy away from your center. The first step to reclaiming your power is awareness. You must begin to recognize what's yours and what's not. Ask yourself, does this thought align with my truth? Does this behavior feel authentic to me, or does it pull me further from my purpose? When your loved ones begin to notice changes in you, don't brush it off. Sometimes they're the mirror showing you what you've stopped seeing in yourself. Another place these energies love to operate? Your dreams. Sleep is when your conscious mind is at rest and your energetic defenses are down. For those who are spiritually open, this can be a vulnerable time. You may begin to experience vivid, disturbing dreams. Not just ordinary nightmares, but intense, emotionally jarring dreamscapes that leave you feeling anxious or confused even after waking. You might wake in the middle of the night with a pounding heart, drenched in sweat, unable to shake the images that visited you in your sleep. This isn't just random. It's targeted. These forces attempt to infiltrate your subconscious, the seat of your inner programming, to plant fear and uncertainty where peace and clarity used to live. And yet, not every intense dream is a spiritual attack. Sometimes dreams are the soul's way of processing trauma or inner conflict. The difference lies in how you feel afterward. If you wake up feeling afraid, fragmented, or disconnected, it may be a sign that something outside yourself is trying to gain entry. But here's the beautiful part. You don't have to be powerless. You can reclaim the spiritual sovereignty of your dream space. Set intentions before bed. Surround yourself with protective light. Speak out loud. Only love and truth are welcome in my space. Use sacred tools like sage, essential oils, or common mantras. You have the authority to decide what energies are allowed to be near you, even in your sleep. And then there's the feeling that many try to ignore or rationalize away, the sensation of an invisible presence. You're sitting in your room and suddenly feel watched. A chill brushes your neck. A dense energy fills the air. You look around, but nothing is there, at least not in the physical sense. Yet everything in your body is screaming. Something is off. This is one of the most common signs among energetically sensitive people, and it's often dismissed until it becomes too frequent to ignore. If you're feeling a heaviness around you, especially in places you normally feel safe, it's time to pay attention. These presences are real, not ghosts in the Hollywood sense, but energies that are low in vibration, seeking to feed off yours. Fear, confusion, and emotional chaos are their currency. That's what keeps them alive. So what do you do when you feel this? You rise in your truth. You cleanse your space. You call on your guides, your ancestors, your divine support team. You say out loud, I am protected. I do not consent to any energy that is not of the highest light. You reclaim your space with power and intention. These energies only stay where they are welcomed, whether consciously or unconsciously. So the moment you stand in your authority, they begin to lose their grip. The reason you're being targeted is not because you're weak. It's because you're powerful. And the more you awaken, the more your energy rises, the more you attract both light and shadow. This is not a punishment, it's confirmation. It's proof that your energy matters, that your voice, your mission, your very presence has the ability to shift timelines and awaken others. Darkness only fights what it fears. You were never meant to live small. You were never meant to hide your light. But to fully step into your power, you must become aware of how these forces operate, and more importantly, how to shield yourself from them. Whether it's through regular meditation, journaling, prayer, energy healing, breathwork, or simply taking time in nature, your daily practices become your spiritual armor. Don't wait for the storm to pass before you strengthen your energy. Do it now. Every time you choose love over fear, truth over illusion, light over darkness, you are winning. Every time you return to yourself, even after moments of doubt or confusion, you are showing your strength. Chosen one, your light is not fragile, it is fierce. It was never meant to fit into this world quietly. You were born to disrupt, to awaken, to elevate. And that is exactly why you're being tested. But you are not alone in this battle. You are part of a rising wave, souls all over the world waking up, remembering who they are, and standing tall in their truth. Let the darkness try. Let it come. Because now you're ready. You know who you are. You know what's happening. And you have everything within you to not just survive it, but to transform it. The war may be invisible, but your power is undeniable. There is something undeniably powerful about the light of the chosen one. It radiates from within, not just as a gentle glow, but as a living energy, a beacon that cuts through the fog of darkness. This light isn't something you wear like a badge. It is woven into the fabric of your being. It empowers you, gives you strength, and calls you to a higher purpose. But with that light comes a challenge, the challenge of confronting your own inner shadows and the darker energies that may be drawn to you because of the intensity of your spiritual flame. The truth is, your light makes waves. It shakes stagnant energy, disturbs lower vibrations, and wakes up those still asleep. And not everyone or everything responds to that awakening with kindness. There are forces, seen and unseen, that feel threatened by your presence. They sense your strength, your clarity, your purpose. And in response, they try to weaken it. They whisper doubts into your mind, stir fear in your heart, or cloud your vision just enough to make you question your path. If you've ever felt a sudden heaviness in your chest, a strange pressure in the room, or an invisible drain on your energy, you might already know what that feels like. In moments like these, the most important thing you can do is listen. Pay attention to your instincts, to that quiet but persistent voice inside that says, something isn't right. This is not paranoia. It's not imagination running wild. It's your intuition, the divine compass of your soul, sounding the alarm. Too often, we are taught to doubt this voice, to dismiss our feelings as irrational. But your intuition is one of the most powerful tools you've been given, and when it speaks, it does so for a reason. Energetic threats can be subtle, but your spirit knows when it is under attack. Instead of ignoring that warning, pause. Ground yourself. Take a moment to breathe deeply and intentionally. Feel your connection to the earth. Remember that your strength comes from within, not from what's happening around you. When you turn your awareness inward, you reclaim your power. And in that still space, you can begin to respond, not with fear, but with faith. One of the most effective ways to combat a sense of spiritual intrusion is to call upon your spiritual allies. These could be your ancestors, guardian angels, spirit guides, or simply the divine energy of unconditional love and light that permeates the universe. Visualize them surrounding you, forming a radiant shield around your body and your spirit. This is not a fantasy. It is a spiritual practice rooted in ancient truth. Imagine this shield as brilliant, unshakable, and filled with the vibration of divine protection. No darkness can penetrate what is forged in love. At the same time, speak your truth. Say out loud, with conviction, that no negative energies or entities are welcome in your space. Let your words be clear and commanding. I do not accept any low vibrational beings in my presence. You must leave now. I am protected. I am sovereign. I am light. The spoken word carries power. It affirms your boundaries in both the seen and unseen realms. You are declaring that you recognize your right to be safe, to be whole, and to stand in your truth. But spiritual protection doesn't stop with words. It also means tending to your space, your physical environment, your home, your body. Cleanse it regularly. Burn sage, Palo Santo, or incense. Use sound, light, or crystals, whatever calls to your soul. The goal is to create a place where your spirit can breathe, where you feel held and nurtured. Your home should reflect your inner sanctuary, peaceful, protected, and charged with the energy of your purpose. As a chosen one, you are not a passive receiver of light. You are a living transmitter of it. And as your light grows stronger, you may notice something else begin to happen. The fifth sign of energetic interference is the increase in spiritual warfare and inner resistance. This isn't a punishment or a curse. It's a confirmation. You are rising. You are becoming more powerful, more awake, more aligned with your divine mission. And in response, the forces that wish to keep the world asleep will try harder to stop you. These attacks don't always look like battles. Sometimes they feel like waves of doubt crashing over you for no reason, or an inexplicable fatigue that lingers even after rest. You may feel old fears resurfacing, inner conflicts intensifying, or a sense that you're being pulled in a dozen different directions at once. It may even feel like life is suddenly throwing every possible obstacle in your path. But all of this is not a sign that you're on the wrong track. It's a sign that your light is doing what it's meant to do: shake the foundations of darkness. In these moments of resistance, your strength isn't found in pushing harder. It's found in remembering who you are. You didn't come this far to turn back. You are here for a reason, and every trial you face is refining your spirit, sharpening your wisdom, and deepening your faith. No confrontation is a defeat. It is a doorway to transformation. Every time you stand your ground, every time you return to your truth, you grow stronger. You become even more unshakable. To navigate this spiritual terrain, double down on your practices. Return to the things that center you: meditation, prayer, journaling, yoga, stillness, breathwork. These are not luxuries, they are lifelines. And do not isolate yourself. Surround yourself with others who walk a similar path, who see your light and reflect it back to you when you forget. Whether it's friends, a spiritual teacher, or an online community, connection is key. We are not meant to fight these battles alone. Also remember, you have unseen allies. Your spirit guides, protectors, and teachers walk beside you even when you can't feel them. Call on them. Speak to them. Trust their presence. The more you tune into the frequency of divine support, the more clearly you will recognize the signs in your life. You are part of a great, woven tapestry of life, and your thread matters. Never forget that. As you walk this path, you may encounter the sixth sign, a series of inexplicable failures or delays. These moments can be disheartening, especially when you're pouring your heart into your work, your relationships, or your dreams. You may lose opportunities that seem destined. You may face rejection, betrayal, or simply a frustrating sense that nothing is moving forward. This can make you question everything: your worth, your calling, even the universe itself. But let's be clear, this is not the end. This is not the universe turning its back on you. This is resistance rising because your influence is expanding. The darkness wants you to believe that you're losing, but you're not. You're being refined, redirected, prepared. These blocks aren't punishment, they are protection, or better yet, preparation. What you think you've lost may only be clearing space for what is truly aligned. These obstacles are calling you to dig deeper, to anchor your purpose not in fleeting outcomes, but in unshakable truth. In these moments, stay grounded. Care for your body. Feed your spirit. Ask for help when you need it. Don't abandon yourself. Instead, return to your roots. What brought you here? What truth ignited your path? Let that be your compass. It will carry you through. Then comes the seventh sign: emotional exhaustion and burnout. This kind of depletion isn't just tiredness, it's soul-level fatigue. You feel like you've given everything and received nothing in return. You may find yourself unable to care, to act, or even to hope. It's as if your inner flame has dipped to embers. And yet, even here, you are not broken. You are simply being called inward to rest, to heal, to return to yourself. Burnout is not weakness. It is not failure. It is a spiritual signal that something needs to change. You must refill your cup, not just with rest, but with real nourishment. Be gentle with yourself. Wrap yourself in silence. Disconnect from what drains you. Reconnect with what restores you. Whether it's time in nature, meaningful conversations, quiet music, or just sleep, listen to what your body and soul are asking for. Say yes to yourself. Through all of this, the attacks, the resistance, the exhaustion, one truth remains: Your light is needed, not someday. Now. You were chosen not because the path would be easy, but because you have the strength, the courage, and the resilience to walk it. You carry within you something unbreakable, something eternal, and nothing, no darkness, no doubt, no detour can take that away from you. So keep going, keep believing, keep shining. You are not alone. You are divinely guided and endlessly supported. Trust the path, even when you can't see the way. You were born for this moment, and the world needs your light, now more than ever.